Shabbat Shalom. Well, as we come to the end of the merry month of March, we also come to the end of the book of Exodus. And at the end of the book of Exodus, the Israelites have donated all their various properties, their gold, their jewelry, their whatever materials they had, and they each worked on their own different parts of the tabernacle, and the whole tabernacle comes together at the end of the book, and they celebrate the raising of the tent. This was the tent of meeting, the place where our ancestors would have their most intimate connections to God during their wandering in the desert for 40 years. And in the book of Exodus, at the end, when they're putting it all together, it says, quote, the tabernacle came together as one. And there's a famous rabbi, Rabbi Mordechai Yosef Isbeka, who remarked that that's an odd thing to say. Why did he have to say that the tabernacle came together as one? Of course it did. It's like an IKEA bookcase. You know, you have all the parts there. They're designed to fit together. You put it together and you get one bookcase. The tent was designed with all the different parts, and you put it together and you got a tent. Why do you have to say it came together as one tent? And he answered his own question by saying that each individual used their own materials, which they had donated. Each person came with their own skills and talents, and each one brought to it their own wisdom and artistry in order to do their part and do it in an extraordinary way. And it was only after that they all saw how their various contributions to the service of the tabernacle were integrated into one piece. All the boards, the sockets, the curtains, the loops, they all fit together as if one person had done it all. And that's when they realized that they depended, each one of them, on everybody else to do their part really, really well. And then they understood that what they had accomplished was not by virtue of their own skill, but that the Holy One had guided the hands of everyone who had worked on the tabernacle so it would in fact come together as one. And moreover, the person who built the tent pegs for the courtyard could not be considered any less than the one who had designed the Ark of the Covenant itself. That's a remarkable statement from this rabbi. The person who designed and implemented the tent pegs did as an important job as the people who designed the tabernacle. I mean, the Ark of the Covenant, in which the Ten Commandments were kept. Each person had their own task that contributed to the whole. So as the Israelites took their first communal steps after leaving Egypt by volunteering their own precious possessions and their skills and time toward constructing the Mishkan, the dwelling place for God, so we too, as Jews in the 21st century, must take up the challenge to build and strengthen our communities today. Now, as members of Beth Yeshurun, we know that our special Jewish community will only be as strong as we make it ourselves. Last night, we were able to celebrate, many of us were able to come together to celebrate my upcoming retirement, which will be in June 30th. And I had a wonderful time, and I really appreciated all the extraordinary effort put in by all of our staff members, but especially Meredith and Jennifer and Marco and just everybody who came together and put together this program. But I know that many of us were not able to attend last night, and Diane and I are, first of all, planning to stay in Houston, and my retirement isn't until June 30th. So I hope to see many of you all over the next few months during my last few services, being part of leading the services here at Beth Yeshurun. But we'll be around afterwards. If you care to have lunch, we'll have much more time on our hands. So I want to thank everybody for being there for me and my family and making us feel welcome here. But we really have at Beth Yeshurun one of these communities where everybody's putting their heart into it, and each one of us is doing our own part to make this a holy, sacred space, a place where we get together and enjoy life together. We celebrate the good times, we support each other in hard times, and we create a sacred community. And I believe that by sustaining our community, we provide a sacred space for God, so that God's presence can be felt in our midst, like God's presence was felt in the Mishkan, the traveling tabernacle in the wilderness. And our lives will be enriched, and we will find meaning in all the things that we do. Now we have another important celebration of a different kind. Our executive director, Andy Berger, as you know, is going to be retiring this month, and we are going to have a special program for him this Friday night. So come tonight to see, to celebrate our. We'll have some words to say about Andy, and also we'll be celebrating with our new rabbi, David Mendelson, and his wife, Sarah. We're welcoming them there to our community over Shabbat, so you can say hello to them again. They'll be here again on Saturday for Shabbat services. And so we hope you'll celebrate with us as we move through this transitional time at Beth Yeshurun. We're in good hands. Although Andy is retiring, Jennifer Rosenzweig will be taking his place, and she is amazing. And the rest of our staff is also amazing. Each one of us, as the Midrash said, each one of us is doing our part to make this Mishkan as meaningful and spiritually uplifting and impactful as we can possibly make it. So come and celebrate with us Friday night, 6 o'clock, and then tomorrow morning at 9:30. I hope to see you many times, but particularly this Shabbat. So Shabbat Shalom. Take care.